This is Vertigo by DEDwood Crafts. It comes with this card, and on the back of it, it says, "Thank you for purchasing Vertigo from DEDwood Crafts. Rules: no force or prying necessary, no striking or hitting, no crying or whining unless necessary, and the goal of this puzzle is to find the DEDwood logo." And you see what it looks like right there. But one of the cool things about this puzzle is that it's obviously circular, which is unique for most puzzle boxes that are rectangular or square shaped. As you can see, it does have the bottom here, and this piece does move just a little bit, yet not fully at this point. On the top side, you certainly see the spinner wheel, which is the main piece that moves. A little bit more exploration will reveal that one of these two panels moves just a little bit, but that is important. So the first step of this solve is probably one of the more difficult to figure out what it is. But the one panel that does move, in this case where my finger is at, you want to align this spinner wheel so that a gap underneath it allows you to press down on this panel here. You want the wheel to be, the spinning wheel to be in this position. Now, it's not working because I just need to flip it to the other side where that gap is. That will allow this panel to be removed. You can see that there's a magnet underneath that. This wheel still is in place. It spins but does not come out. But we do see this little gap down below, which is a button-like object, which we're going to use this tool to press down on that, and then this disc will rotate. So press that down in the gap there, and we can now move this in place, like so. So a lot of this puzzle is going back and forth between the top and the bottom, hence the name Vertigo. But we're going to flip it upside down, and we're going to spin the wheel that now rotates until we get to a spot where you can't feel it rotate anymore, which is where I'm at right now. There's a pin in place where this has to be upside down, otherwise you get a visual of it. But now that it is stuck in place, we're able to remove the bottom disc, the bottom plate here. And doing so will reveal some more magnets in place and where that tool or pin held in place. So as we see here, a lot going on. We're going to tip it upside down though, just so we can retrieve this tool, which is the main tool of the puzzle. You'll see there are several holes. We have this one right here where it just sinks in. There's no action, no movement. So we have a hole right here, which it does fit into place. There is a square shape of this tool, which does fit in this hole, but there is no action when you turn it. But this hole that's in the center, it does fit, and there is action on it. So with that being the case, we're going to turn this over yet again. And we are going to turn that black tool that I just put in the slot there, but we're not going to want to overturn it. The key with this box is not to overturn something you have to twist or open. If you turn it too much, you're not going to get the action that you need to happen. So we're just going to turn this a bit, and we're just going to wait for this center wheel that rotates to come undone. And there we have it. Underneath that, you'll see that there is a little peg, that square-shaped object again. So we're just going to turn this upside down so we can use it for later. All right. So here we go. This will fit into it perfectly. It's kind of an extension. And we can now go back to the bottom half, and we will put it in this slot right here. So now we can feel that there is some type of action, but what we really need is we need to spin this top wheel around again to its initial place. That way it can set, and we can then twist this piece here. So that does rotate, but as I said before, we don't want to over-rotate it, else it's going to bypass the mechanism that we're trying to open. And that mechanism is underneath right there in that gap behind my finger. there's a little pin that we want to release. So we are going to twist that pin just so much, not overdoing it, but there is so we get to the spot where that does release, and there it is. All right, so we now have another pin. We're going back upside down, and this pin that we just received is going to go in this little spot right here, which does act as a button. You can press down on it, nothing happens. But with the tool that we first received, we can spin this, or twist this rather, as well as pushing down on the button or the pin, and that will allow this object or this slot right here to release what we're looking for. And so do that. Sorry, it's not the most visual, easiest thing to visualize, but that did release our prize, our little object that has the DEDwood Crafts logo on it. And that is how you solve the vertical puzzle box.